here from the Scrappy Sisters, and it is day 17 of our Scrappy Advent Calendar series, as well as the 20 days of COAPA Cutfiles. Today I am using the Build a Christmas Tree 2 cut file. So this is a new one, I'm pretty sure, for this year. But yeah, that's what I'm using. The prompt is the Builder cut file series. So Virginia has a lot of what she calls builder cut files. So you get to kind of create a scene, so to speak, with the cut file. So she has so many different options and I love them. So definitely go and check them out. Link will be in the description box down below. There's only a few more days left of her sale as well. I think it's 25% off. The picture was at the front of the video, so definitely go and check that out if you're in the market for some new cut files, or if you want a little Christmas treat for yourself. There's some great ones. Oops, I bumped my camera there, but don't worry, I fixed it. Sorry about that. So this layout here is actually story number 1 in Jess's album, and it is her boys putting together the house where Dash, which is their elf, lives. And so Jess does do Elf on the Shelf. Is that what it's called? Elf on the Shelf. But she only does it. She's been very clever. She only does it for like the last week in the lead up to Christmas. So Dash, their elf, only comes, for that last week. So she only has to think of like 7 things for it to do. Well, and one of them is leaving. So, on Christmas Eve. So it's, she's got it. She's done it well. So for this one, because the Build a Christmas Tree takes up a lot of space and Jess has 2 photos that she wanted to include, I actually created a little, or what will be a little pull-up. So I need to explain this to Jess when she opens this video, opens this layout, because it might be a little bit confusing, but the little pull-up goes behind the layout, and that's why I put the little tab on the top so it can just be pulled up, and so she can see the extra photo. Now, I will often do this in my own albums, and I suspect Jess has done this a lot in mine, so we'll already know because this video is day 17 of our Advent Calendar series, so I've already opened a lot of layouts by now, but I do a lot of journaling, and so one of the things I often do is hide my journaling in between my 2 layouts, and so that's what I'm doing. Now I'm adding this little piece of cardstock, which I folded in half, excuse me, to create a little shelf for my layout so that it doesn't fall too far down the page, and it's easy to sort of slide in and out. Now, the other way you could do this, which is what I would have done if I was making my own album, is I would have stuck the front and back layouts together and created a pocket, and so that I can just slip it in and out easily, just by using adhesive. But I can't do that because I'm giving her the 2 layouts separately on separate days, so I can't stick them together. But that is definitely probably an easier way to do it. But I had to improvise. So this is what I've done. So now I'm going with this single photo of Thomas in front of the tree. I think it's Thomas. It's actually quite hard to tell from the back. Yeah, it's Thomas. So the single photo of Thomas putting together Dash's house. He's adding, I don't know, something into his house. And so, it's super cute. And then I'm creating the Christmas tree around it, or I will soon anyway. So the Build a Christmas Tree comes with just the Christmas tree shape, and then all of the ornaments that you can add separately. There's way more ornaments than what I am adding. And you can obviously make them different shapes and things like that. Different sizes. These are quite large. If I had done this again, I think I would have made these a bit smaller, but I'm not doing it again. So we're just going with it. And then I'm also adding some ribbon that I have. I think it came from a gift. I've used it a few times in the album actually, and I'm wrapping it around the Christmas tree like tinsel. I thought that would be cute to add a little something extra. So I just added a whole heap of tape to the back, and I'm using it as like to tape down the tinsel, and then also obviously to add the tree to the page. So that's what I'm doing. I've added my tinsel. and then I'm adding my tree down. So I'm going to stick it onto the page. As you can see, it's quite large, so it will take up most of the page, which is why I needed to find another spot for the second photo. I could have covered more of the tree, absolutely, and had both the photos out, but I didn't. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And then I'm going to add my ornaments. I've got a little star for the top of the tree as well. And Jess had these cute elf stickers in her kit that she gave me. I don't know where she got them from. They're certainly not part of Rosie's studio, but they were clear stickers. And so what I actually did was stick them onto some white cardstock and fussy cut them out because I wanted to add them onto this layout. There was only kind of 2 places where I could use the elf stickers, and I figured she probably wanted them used or she wouldn't have put them in the kit. And so there is this layout, and then there's another layout. Yeah, it hasn't been released yet. I think it's, oh, maybe no, I think it's day 19. So it'll be the next video up, which is all about her elf as well. And so they're the only 2 places I really could have included elf, these particular stickers. And so, yeah, we popped them on this layout. So she's got 3 elves on the layout, but that's okay. It's cute. And so I'm adding the little embellishments. So I've tucked a little elf in behind the photo, kind of sitting on the Christmas tree holding a present. And then I am adding the ornaments, and I actually decided to tuck them under the tinsel, which I don't think is how you do a Christmas tree. I think you technically put the tinsel on first and then the ornaments, but I tucked them under. I'm a rebel. So I'm putting the ornaments on now, and then I'll add my last 2 elves and my there's one little sticker that says elves only, which I sort of add to the Christmas tree but pointing towards the picture, as if to say only elves in this house. So otherwise, this layout's only fiddly because I pop up these elves on foam. Now, I wouldn't have normally done that just because of the bulk in the album. This is going into a page protector, but I did it because it was hard to get the stickers to sit properly on top of the cut file and the tinsel, so they needed that dimension to sort of help them sit flat, if that makes sense. So that's the only reason I popped them up. I am trying to avoid too much bulk in these albums. Fortunately or unfortunately, the thickers that both Jess and I are using this year as numbers in our albums are foam thickers, so they're quite thick. So they definitely add a little bit of bulk to the album, but that's okay. I'm not quite halfway through at the time of doing this voiceover of finishing her album, and she'll be fine. It'll be thick, but it'll be okay. I'm pretty sure it's still going to close. Unfortunately, now I have just wrapped all 12 of the layouts that I've made, and I haven't quite finished the rest of her album that I'm not filming. So that will happen over the next, few days. But I won't know if it's going to be too bulky because I've taken out 12 of the layouts. That's okay. Small problems. That'll be Jess's problem. I find she's using, I think it's a Snap album, and they are quite thin. They're the kind of, not the specialty Christmas ones, but the regular ones throughout the year. And so they are a little thinner than some of the kind of specialty made Christmas albums. But I do find that even if they expand slightly and sort of pop the front and back covers out, they stack nicely on the shelf anyway, and they all, it works. They can hold a lot. So I'm just sticking on the journaling. Now I do add the number 1, which you'll see in the photos at the end, but I don't add it during the recording of the video. I've said this before, but I wasn't 100% sure where all of these layouts would sit, although I always knew this would be a number 1. So maybe I did stick the 1 on. I don't think I did. And so, I always knew it would be number 1, but I wasn't sure where all of her layouts would sit in the album. So while I was making the videos, I don't think I put numbers on any of them because I just wanted to make sure that they were going where I thought they were going before I numbered them. So Jess had sort of put them in an order, but had said they can be shifted around depending on how I make the layouts and stuff. And I did need to shift a couple just because of what I decided to do creatively. All right, so we are finished. So that's the little pull out there. Here's my close-ups. We are all done. Everything will be linked in the description box for COAPA as well as the Jess's opening video. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.